what we did was keep the Nixon that everybody knew walking into the theater off stage. So there's no Vietnam, there's no Watergate. All of the hot button Nixon things are gone. And strangely, it's this other view of him. His one genuinely heroic moment, his moment of vision where an old cold warrior suddenly is the one to make the rapprochement.
Well, Nixon in China is an opera written by a very young composer. I knew very little about opera, and I had never worked in a theater. And coming back to the opera now, it's been 24 years since it was premiered, and being able to do it here at the Met is obviously a thrill.
1, 2, 3.
I think the music is very American. I mean, the orchestra includes a group of saxophones, and I put them in there because I thought when Nixon sings, he ought to have Glenn Miller kind of saxophones behind him.
Mr. Premier, distinguished guests.
I was very influenced by minimalism at the time. There's a lot of use of repetitive rhythmic figurations. It's very tonal. It's not dissonant at all, but it's very high energy. You know, it's a very much informed by American pop music, by jazz.
Use as a kind of mystery.
Opera is about this long-term perspective, and this piece will be performed 200 years from now, you know, when so many of the journalistic details will have faded. The music and the poetry will be carrying something that will always be true.
Yeah, it's wonderful when Mrs. Nixon is taken to a factory that manufactures little elephants, and her question is it one of a kind?
Tell me, is it one of a kind?
The answer, of course, is no. We can make millions of them.
Carefully designed by workers in our factories. They can make hundreds every day.
That's a beautiful moment because, of course, the elephant is the symbol of her party, and the one she's holding represents the ability of the Chinese to mass produce products which will be bought on the U.S. market. So there are all kinds of delicious ironies in Alice Goodman's wonderful libretto that continue to astonish people.
Brings back so many memories.
What's beautiful about Nixon in China is across the evening we gain a little humility. And so none of the acts end with these triumphant pronouncements, but end with a little more sense of humility that we're in a much larger and deeper world. And what we don't understand is just as important as what we think we understand.
It's just a play. You get up afterwards, you'll see. Easy there, hon.
And the music and the poetry take you to that place, which is very special. And it's not affirming of your ego, but it is affirming of life, which is just beyond our grasp, hopefully, beautifully, eternally.